I was 10 years old. I had just left Mr. Starbucks on the corner of Gulfear and Boulevard, and I was walking home. I didn't have a care in the world. I had my grape knee high. It was a summer's day. I was happy as a lark. I didn't notice the car slowing down behind me. I didn't notice when it stopped at the corner. I didn't even notice when the passenger door opened. But when I got to the corner, I heard a man's voice say, "Hey, little girl." And I looked over and saw this man in the driver's seat. He wasn't young, he wasn't old. He had this round face. His eyeglasses were round too. Then I noticed his hand was in his lap because it was moving. I didn't know what I was looking at, but I knew it was wrong. And his hand just kept moving. Then I noticed that he was naked from the waist down. And his hand just kept moving. I was kind of hypnotized. I just kept staring. It wasn't until my knee high fell from my hand and shattered on the sidewalk that I even woke up. I looked up and I noticed a neighborhood kid, Alan Cocobenny, down the street. So I yelled out, "Hey, Alan!" And I started to run toward him. I ran and I ran until I got to him. And I stood there, just sort of breathing hard and looking at him. And he said, "Well, what do you want?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know. I just wanted to hey at you." Alan looked at me like I was crazy, because evidently I was. So he just said, "Well, hey back," and he started walking toward his house. I just stood there. I saw the car disappear down the street. Then I started to run. I ran and I ran as fast as my 10-year-old legs would carry me. I ran and I ran until I got to my house. And when I did, I sat down on the stairs to collect myself, to stop breathing hard and calm myself down. I mean, I knew I couldn't go into the house the way I was, because if I did, my mother would ask me, well, what was wrong? I'd have to tell her, and then she'd start yelling and screaming and going crazy, and I couldn't have that. So I just sat there on those steps outside until I calmed myself down and was breathing normally. Then I got up and walked into the house. I never told my mother. I never told my sister. I never even told my best friend, Kathy Ellis. I never told anybody until now.